Thank you for the follow, Cal. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Normally, before we start these sessions, we clarify and make sure that we know who's going to read us in. This is the first time in the entire time that we've done this that Mark didn't check in that I was going to be the one reading us in. Thankfully, I've had this little tidbit prepared to share with you guys when or if it happened. Hi. This is Dyson Dynamics, an actual play podcast where we make D&D 5th edition modules better. Passing it on to you, Jason. Thank you.
Wow, that was like a real intro. Damn. That's it.
Previously.
Thank you. Yes. Previously on Dyson Dynamics, as brought to you by these fine products and services, hawked to you by Twitch, all of which we wholeheartedly endorse, especially special creams that you liberally apply to itchy areas. We are in Barovia, having been sent into the past across time and space and the planes by the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok, now better known as Mordenkainen. And this was a twofold venture. The first being the potential to get Olin's memory back. He having long suffered memory loss throughout the campaign, and was curious if visiting this place in space and time could potentially um, dredge up some old memories, as well as the time traveling King Katsky, a figure laid to rest in Castle Ravenloft, who was supposedly buried with another piece of Morton Kanan's strange transplanar time and space machine, known as an Orderer. And it was with those dual efforts in mind that you all came to this place. Uh, Last episode, you were all deposited in a stockyard in Valaki, where you bumped into someone seemingly from Oldland's past, who brought the party sort of through determining where and when they were, and introducing or showing Olin a little bit of his past. And that is where we left off, as Olin peered into the windows of his home here in Barovia, or his one-time home here in Barovia. His headache finally hit critical mass, broke, snapped, and his memories came flooding back to him. And that is where we will pick up.
Beach walked away. Hold on.
Yes. Let's
Wait.
see. Was there anything else? Right.
Olin gave a present to his apparent son for
Yes.
his 20th birthday.
Yes, 20th.
And we found out that where we time traveled to was basically the start of Dyson Dynamics' career in Barovia, which was a module I ran for Jason, Sam, and 2 to 3 other people who are no longer here. And then obviously grew to Fish and Mars. But we met them, and basically how we knew which timeline we were in was we met a goblin who was peeing on the side of a building.
Ah, shit.
But yes, the Curse Stride was my baby, but it was offline and nobody knows about it. So, but
Yes.
it's nice to go back because I actually know it, so it makes sense for Olin to know it.
These are
Also,
very...
it wasn't technically offline. That was the first time that we streamed because it was with that one gaming thing, which is why
So
we were doing.
oh, it was the gaming. Yeah, so one of the guys tried to stream it on Facebook a couple of times and then gave up. I think it was Parse. But he gave up after a while. But that's when we tried to stream it, but nobody really took initiative to it until we've got a group that we were comfortable with.
Yeah, I like
I'm
it.
happy. Yeah, I'm happy. All right, Fish, the scene's about to start. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Olin will, with the Jason, your mic's doing the staticky. I don't know what you did.
Hardware muted it. Literally, I touched it once.
It has to be a static on the cable or something then. Olin, after looking into the mirror and seeing his wife with his wedding rings, will basically fall to his hands and knees in front of the wall, and Safia, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it right. We'll hear like the most choked scream that she's ever heard from Olin, of like showing any kind of pain or emotion, but he's basically trying to hold in a scream.
I think, well, she was holding up Olin a little bit, so I think when he collapses, she kind of goes with him.
Mm-hmm.
She does not soften the blow for him. Like, she fully lets him roll off of her, hit the ground, and she kind of steps back. And when she hears that sound, I think she's like on top of him, clamping a hand over his mouth to quiet it even more. And she's going to say, please don't be dead.
Olin regaining everything and now fully understanding the critical situation that it is we've come ourselves, is going to grab Safia's wrist and basically hold her hand over his mouth as he continues to scream, like hold his scream. And you can see his eyes are back to like that clouded shade that she's used to. He's back.
I would like to grapple Olin.
You're not gonna get any resistance from him.
Okay. I think Safia, hand over his mouth, is going to bring her other arm around his waist. Her forearm kind of braced against his pelvic bones, and she's gonna hoist him up like a sack of potatoes filled with air. Like, he weighs nothing to her, and she's going to like crawl backwards holding him. And she'll look at Marty, look at Freya, look at Siobhan. Her eyes go over EV-3 and she'll say, we should head out.
Yeah. Okay. You got him?
Yeah, he weighs nothing. He needs to scream.
All right.
Where's the nearest place where he can just like scream then?
I mean, we just have to go out of city limits. It'll be no problem.
Okay. Lead the way, I suppose.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're the native here. We have no idea where we're supposed to go.
Well, there's roads. I'm kind of holding him. Can you just look at the roads and head out?
Okay. Marty will start heading to the right.
Okay, fair enough. Valaki is a pretty small town, at least by the standards of those of you who took to walking around Baldur's Gate. There is basically 3 ways in or out of town. It's kind of like a big T-shape intersection with town all around it. So you can kind of go up, or you can, as you say, go to the right. And following along these roads, you will see the lavish decorations for this sun festival that has been so talked about, at least between Olin and his seeming son. And as you exit that rightmost gate to Valaki, you do see that there is sort of a low trestle wall fence and sort of a gate, though not one that could really dissuade a serious attacker. You are met with the open road, encroached upon by dense forest, and that's that mist that you saw that clings or clung to everything in Valaki behind you is just as present along the sort of floor of the road and clinging to the trees inside the forest itself. It is a pretty straight road for some time, and then it eventually like arcs off to the left.
Is this far enough out of town? This kind of seems like a place where people just sort of hear screams every now and then. No offense.
I mean, none taken. That's a very accurate read of what's going on. And she's going to drop right on the muddy floor and I think turn Olin in her arms until she's not like cradling him, but like holding him in a very supportive way. She's going to take the hand off of his mouth and then beat him to the punch and start screaming.
Olin just lets it all out, and all the anger and pain and heartache is literally leaving his body as it blends in with Safia in the forest.
Marty just kind of watches this happen.
Siobhan
Not
does
really
as
having-
well, just kind of like,
letting them get to their piece.
if anything, she just like takes a step back. It's like,
After some time, Olin will just lose his breath and lose his energy and look up at Safi and go, "Please don't tell me this has been many cycles."
No, it's been a handful. Olin, it's been a handful.
How many times did it make it this far?
Um, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I, I usually dip before the Sun Festival. I hang out for um, I hang out for his birthday, and then I leave through the mists at midnight.
But how has this happened then? If I've been gone for so long, have I only been gone for this cycle?
Jason?
The answer is wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. It always repeats.
Um,
So with that, sorry, I just need to question this before Safia continues. So does that mean basically if Olin's conscience isn't there, he becomes the soulless Barovian like NPC? Fuck.
Oh.
So basically, there was Olin took over a soulless body because his soul got pushed into the material plane.
Maybe.
Ish.
But his wife only remembers the cycle they're on. Fuck, that's hitting me hard now. All right, go ahead, Safia. Sorry.
if there's, I mean, I don't, if I try to explain the cycle bullshit to you, my head will explode. Things are going to be different now that you're here, though, right?
I'm going to do my best. It is. I never wanted to leave. You should know that.
I don't know. You talked up such a big. You were so proud of your work with Mordenkainen, and you didn't even notice how much it broke her.
No, at that time I didn't. But Jason, real quick, does he remember the battle at all, or is that just a wipe because of the connection?
He certainly remembers going off to do the fighting. He certainly remembers some like high notes of it. I don't think he can remember it in like encyclopedic detail or anything like that. There's definitely some blurring of memory.
But he
in
remembers
there.
that's the peak of his disappearance.
Yeah, and you I would say that he also does remember everything that has happened in the campaign up until this point, as well as his memories beforehand.
So
he can very clearly ID when the fight happened, and then when he like woke up in the woods outside of Baldur's Gate.
Okay, and does the soulless being that was here actually, like, basically follow the same steps of a commoner, for the most part?
So again, yes and no. You would have to do more investigation.
It's more
on
so.
that.
It's more so. Does he know about the adventures now from the NPC's memory, or does he not know this cycle at all?
You would know that in broad swaths, everything remains the same except for what adventurers change.
Okay.
As far as the cycles go. So as long as, Olin's house wasn't directly broken into by the adventurers or whatever, he would have just
Everything's
done
just the same thing
Yep.
over and over.
Yep.
It had to do with the fight, because that is honestly the last thing I remember is going into it and then waking up in the forest. That apparently for me was only 6 months ago. I promise you, Safia, that is not what I wanted. I did not want to leave here.
Well, you did. So
Well, the part that actually did more than just walk down the road, yeah. But I don't know, if you say I've been here, but I haven't, then it wasn't me. It is me now. That I can promise you.
Siobhan's gonna lean over to Marty. I mean, she's gonna be like, whole vibe change? Like, whole vibe
I'm-
change?
I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on.
That's not the
Mm.
Olin that was like here like 5 seconds ago.
Yeah. He understands common a lot better.
he knows what to say. His entire cadence has changed.
Yeah.
Vibe shift.
Yeah,
Well,
this is
Go ahead, no,
Weird
guys.
as
Weird.
fuck.
weird as fuck.
Olin will get up and dust himself off. I appreciate you putting me in the mud like you normally do.
Safia will roll up to her feet and she'll kind of swing her arms back and forth. I mean, she's definitely comfortable. She feels and looks very exuberant isn't the right word, but at ease is close to it. And she'll look at Marty and she'll say, "Were you about to say something?"
I was gonna check in on Nolan. See how he's
Seems like
doing.
he's doing a bit better though. So
Speaking of Olin for both of you, you do not see a self-conscious, shy, like the kid in the corner kind of thing. You're seeing someone completely different. His eyes are glossed over in a cloud of smoke. He's standing more proud and attentive of his surroundings than he's ever been, and his confidence level is basically like an animal being in his home. He is a predator here, and he knows it. And he's
the Chad
just
Olin has returned.
essentially the Chad Olin.
Chad Olin.
And he's looking at you guys just like you were family before, but the only difference is he's not afraid.
Hi Olin, nice to meet you. Like for real, I suppose.
It is very different this time, isn't it?
Yeah, I noticed that, like you sound like completely different, so I can imagine it's like
Well, when
I'm
Barovia,
actually getting to know you now.
Olin will gesture his hand. When you live in Barovia, it is your first language. So Common kinda had to learn it from Jacques, which, let's be honest, he cared more about his tinkering tools than he did about me.
No idea who this duck guy is, but I'm going to believe you on it.
He was the. I can go into it later. There's the whole thing. I'm pretty sure I had a crush on him.
This is Olin Dragomir. Olin Dragomir.
Dragmere.
Dragonmere, yes.
He has a last name.
I
You have a
do.
last name.
What was your daddy's name?
No, I even grabbed this just in case. Oh, fuck, no. Hold on.
This is a pop quiz because I know Olin, so I guess all of your memory didn't come back.
Fuck, Jason. Oh, yeah, I actually have it. It's Lucian. You know that.
Yes, I do. I was testing you.
And of course you were. Every day you test me.
Well, I told you that my sister approved of you, loved you. I didn't.
Eh. Challenges are worth fighting for.
Exactly.
No.
This is great. Olin is great. So
Yeah.
glad to have you back.
You actually got him the pig. I can't believe that.
Well, he kept asking for it. Why? I mean, he was an adult. If they're talking about getting smithing to, if he's old enough to lose his hand to a hammer, he's old enough to have a little piggy.
I guess you're right. But we need to talk about this mission. Because apparently there's a lot more going on than Barovia, sadly. And it looks like our adventuring party for this cycle of sorts is already causing problems. Oh god, I just went
I heard-
goddamn jet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Jet fucking come through. Lefty came through earlier. I was like, okay.
Tsunami,
It is a
like,
problem
yeah.
because I'm trying to
We're
be
hearing all
more smooth about it and it's not helping.
Just immediately goes to British. Oh.
She's hanging out with me in here more often, so it's nice. I'm enjoying it. Shut up.
You
I
should
love
see
you.
how she looks at you.
No.
Yeah, with hate, I know. She hates me.
Shots fired.
I'm trying to do a more smooth Olin and I keep slipping into things I'm more comfortable with than this fucking accent.
Practice, practice.
Mhm.
Can't
I
wait
have
to-
to step away for a second. So Safia is going to compose herself, and she's going to say, "You three talk it out. I'm gonna go get provisions for myself and take a moment to myself. I have waited a very long time for this. I'll be back."
So, once
Olin-
Safia leaves. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Like,
Safia.
you know, how many different ways do you now know into Strahd's castle? Because that's where you have to go specifically to his basement.
So the problem... Hold on. The problem was I never actually went into Strahd's castle.
Also, are you hooked up, Olin, are you hooked up to your mic?
Am I not? I've had this weird issue where it sounds like I'm far away, but I'm not. Oh. Is this better?
That's so much better.
I was
So much
wondering what the
better, Olin.
problem was. Jesus, fuck me. Now I gotta check this other one over here. Yep, okay. I was wondering what it was. It was because I was going to this one. Because they just name it 3 and 4 on my computer. They don't actually let me change the fucking name of it, so...
Now I
Yeah.
get to turn you down again.
Sorry. Sorry. Alright, am I good?
But
Testing 1, 2,
you
3.
fought-
1, 2, 3.
But you fought Strahd, though. Did you not fight him
in-
on his own turf?
No,
or-
we did. With Mordecai, we actually fought him way before this part of this, what they call cycles. And the problem was apparently the battle that I was in. I don't remember what happened, but obviously a great force, and it threw me into the material plane. Usually, there is a vampire spawn that will come at me from the right, and usually I kick it. But when that happens, after that kick, Strahd usually gets very annoyed, throws out a huge wave of energy, saying "Go fuck yourself," basically, and we all get knocked back, and everything that was conjured disappears from the Mad Mage's power. And he goes off and disappears into his tower, and I basically start my adventuring of finding the people who Strahd brings in, which, for example, is the which is that goblin
Bunch
that
of
I looked at.
weirdos. Yeah, that goblin and his skeletons. And
I have
like-
not seen a goblin yet. There was one time a Yonti, there was a few elves and a dwarf. There was a dragonborn that was around one time. He was very interesting. But he had the rest of the party just wanted to eat the cakes from the witches. It was either from the hags. It was
You got cakes here?
don't eat them.
Oh,
Promise you, do not eat them. But
out of
no.
character. I'm glad because Siobhan would have absolutely eaten one.
Mhm. And if this was Tsunami or someone else, he would have let you. But Olin goes, but no, it something must have been different, because me and Mordenkainen can see the cycles and go through them. it seems he may have done something different this time, which caused a something. But
Are you talking that Morty did it or Stad did it?
don't know. Strahd,
Oh, just know somebody had like a power that was different and ended up fucking everything over.
or they both did something different at the wrong time. I usually try to keep the creatures off of Mordenkainen so he can do his work during the fight. And I basically know when this specific creature comes in and hits me, and we didn't do anything. It's basically, it's the fight is over and we've lost. The problem is I didn't get to that spot yet, and something happened, or at least I don't remember that spot. I remember the fight, but I don't remember the last kick.
Okay. Well, I think that's fine, mostly because you have the rest of it surrounding. But you still don't know how to proper get into Strad's tower then.
No, after this point, I basically, well, from what I remember, before I disappeared, basically I was trying to direct the adventurers to the pieces that they needed, worked with the lady with the cards to try to get information of what this cycle entailed for them, and try to give them a clear path. The problem now is I don't know where they are. With the Sun Festival, I kind of understand a bit of the chess pieces, but with that goblin as a wild card, who knows what he has already done. This is the first time I've seen a goblin pee on the side of the tavern, I can tell you that.
Disrespect your surroundings.
But, yeah. But it doesn't mean Safia may not know, or we can try to do it our own.
It seems you and Sophie have a bit of a fraught relationship.
She cares about her sister, and she knows I'm a problem. Because her and I know exactly what is happening in Barovia. My wife does not. My son does not. I've celebrated his birthday countless times. And I've made sure to get him a different gift every time, but that damn pig. I guess
No, wait. Every
Maybe the pig
cycle,
village fin.
do they age?
they age the same. I meet her the same way. I find her exactly the same way every time. I talk to her the same way every time.
No,
We
so what
get
I mean is
married.
that like the same amount of time passes. So if your son is 20 before all this happens,
Mhm.
does that mean 20 years go by before Strahd decides to fuck everything up? Like, how long specifically is each cycle?
Roughly. Now that I know a time frame, thank you, Jason and Fish. Roughly about 19 years. Things 19 to. Well, no, because the way I just said that, after the war is when I go see the wife. About 30, 40 years, depending.
That's a long fucking cycle.
Yeah. She's the only thing that kept me sane, because after the fight, Mordenkainen loses his mind, and I have to basically pick up the pieces and hopefully help adventurers who can actually kill Strahd. And so far, nobody has done it. Had a group come in and they left their paladin, had to get her a place to stay at the tavern, and her griffin, Pam?
Griffin.
Her griffin. That was a new one. I have not seen one of those either.
Oh yeah, that bombshell.
Aren't you married?
Widowed. Thank you for reminding me, Olin. Safia will enter back in the picture.
I guess you can find her if you want. Is she still here?
Well, I walked by the stables,
Mhm.
so I think she is.
I can't believe nobody's. She must have went into her own mind if she's been here for however many cycles I've missed.
Oh,
Or Strahd has a terrible sense of humor.
Well, we both know the answer to that, and it's Strahd's terrible sense of humor. Did
Yeah.
we get any closer to what we're doing? How we're getting into fucking Ravenloft?
Well, that answered the question. Safia does not know how to get there.
Well, we get there on feet, or horseback, or carriage.
Okay, smartass. Do you know how to
But
get
no,
in?
we don't know how to get in. Olin doesn't remember how to get in either.
And, I mean, there's no fucking way we're ever gonna get invited.
You
Probably
can
not.
get invited?
It is sketchy, to as one would say.
Yeah, I mean, usually the only people who get invited are people becoming Strahd's next wives or pets.
Blood donors is essentially.
Yeah.
Eh.
Neither of those sound nice.
Yeah, not particularly of interest in either of those options.
We could just
Okay.
we could just see maybe listen to the Aventures and see what they're doing, and maybe use that for Strahd's distraction to get in. If he's paying attention to
could work.
them, yeah. If he's paying attention to them, especially with how the Goblin's Orty is showing himself.
Change
I
the
don't-
entire fucking timeline of Dyson Dynamics. Let's go.
Let's fuck it up.
No, God.
Yeah, if Strahd, if we know that Strahd is out of the castle, if we beat feet the entire night, how long does it take to get to Castle Ravenloft from
Oh
here?
my god, I don't know if I still have that document.
So, from
We are moving. Go on.
Oh, okay. From the location that you guys are at, you can actually see Castle Ravenloft exists on a hill that is fairly visible from most places in Barovia, with a couple notable exceptions. You can see the hill and even see, like, amidst some trees on that hill, kind of like the soft glow of what is likely a candle or torchlight from inside of the castle, sort of illuminating a set of trees. Savia, you would very specifically know that Barovia is exactly 30 miles from one end to the other. And Valaki and Castle Ravenloft are both very centrally located. It would likely take you guys about like maybe an hour and a half to walk from where you are standing currently to Castle Ravenloft, and that's at a fairly decent clip without like tuckering yourself out. Now, if you wanted to rush it, that's a different thing entirely.
If we beat feet, if we walked, ran, the horses here don't move very fast. I mean, we could get there in. I mean, if it was just you and me, Olin, we could get there in 30 minutes.
Yeah, probably. But the problem is not getting there fast. It's getting there with timing with the adventuring party. We don't know what they're doing. The last time I heard, it sounded like they were making a scheme or something when I was talking to Namir, right? Thank you. I was talking to Namir.
Do we want to approach them? I don't really like talking to the adventuring parties on this cycle. Most of them suck.
No, mostly it's just me, remember? We're the one that
I
used
mean,
to...
if we can talk to them and get them to either one of us to agree to like make a distraction and then move in that way.
The problem is we
if
can't...
Castle Ravenloft is as guarded as it sounds, we need to
Well,
Did
work.
Mordenkainen warn us against making, like,
changes.
So, like, if we mess with what they're up to, then we
that's
could create
true.
an entirely new...
We basically need to hear what they're doing and work around it without basically turning them a different direction. Because if you remember, this is a past situation.
Is this rules for you three?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
'Cause
also you,
here's the
because
thing,
now
like-
you're sort of like a part of this now. Like, we've already sort of fucked with your future.
Yeah.
But you also
Because we're in the
don't...
past. For us, we're from the future.
Well, time is also
It could.
I am also out of time and out of
She
place.
is just like the other Vistani and possibly me.
Out of touch Thursday.
Basically,
Yes.
the cycle does not touch Sophia. Safia. Sorry.
Okay.
So, but we also, that's the thing. We don't know if they die or if they don't die.
We don't.
So,
But we need to be careful because if they are the ones that do it, then we need to not stop what they're doing. That was for who they know.
do they?
Anyways, so if they are the ones to do it or not, we can't change their direction. Because that will also possibly cause a bigger problem than we already have. Oh shit, Strat's coming!
Ah, fuck.
This is fucking waves!
The
But
entire cathedral's on fire. Oh god.
I say the best bet is possibly listening to their plan if they have one. Seeing,
And piggybacking off of it that way.
essentially.
Okay, so we just have to find them, eavesdrop when they're talking about their plan, which we
Mhm.
don't know if they haven't already.
Possibly. Or see which direction they're going, because even though he is watching everything, he is watching them. He wants them. Which also means, and he points to Marty and Savan, they need to dress appropriately because they're sticking out too.
Oh, I got
And
clothes
Rhea.
for them.
Oh,
Freya
and-
also has clothes.
Yeah, that was central to last time.
Olin.
Oh yeah,
Then-
they went shopping.
Then we need to
Um,
get them close so that way he just looks over them.
And Safia will extend out bags to Marty and Siobhan.
Look at you.
Thanks.
You thought of
Thank you.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
Olin
What-
will turn away.
What did Safia get?
I'll be back.
What her outfit looks like?
What are our outfits?
They are brown tunics and pants.
Oh. This is
That's-
No, like it's like
disappointing.
basic training all over again.
It is the most utilitarian outfit ever. Rhea's, on the other hand, is a fine linen, like, peasant's shirt with, I mean, very fine yellow embroidery, and then, like, pretty decent, like, quarter pants. And I think, like, riding boots. Like, Rhea's like kind of serving cunt right now.
Hell yeah.
Fish, we're on Twitch!
Bitch, dyke, cunt, getting us demonetized. Not even money.
We can afford to get demonetized. They can't stop us.
Yeah. We'd have to be sponsored by someone like Blue Apron or something like that. And this is an ad transition.
Alright, I'm back. I am back.
We're looking back. I guess I shouldn't be disappointed.
I've
Why?
worn stuff like this before, so I'm used to it.
I think Siobhan is
Siobhan is making
pulling
it work.
off.
I can put something together. I miss Jeremina. Okay. Marty will go behind some bushes and change.
I don't really recommend having cloaks or hoods on. Having a cloak or hood on is a pretty dead giveaway that you're an adventurer. Nobody does that here. Only vampires and people who are trying really badly to blend in. I mean, it's a joke every time we see an adventurer walking around with a hood on, all dark and mysterious. We're like, ooh, it's John Schmidt from Neverwinter. Here to go die in Castle Ravenloft, room 38B.
That's oddly specific.
Happens every time.
Happens every time.
Happens every time.
Every single time.
Pretty much.
It's like the pitfall door and the Tomb of Horrors. You don't know about that? Forget I said that.
Is that a Schultzen thing?
No.
Right. Anyways.
Bad liar. Okay.
No, that's the Tomb of Annihilation.
Oh.
Tomb of
I
Horrors,
don't know what either of those things
same author, different project.
Same
What?
thing, different flavors.
You know, it's like this. It's like the same thing as like Hard Rock Cafe Neverwinter, Hard Rock Cafe Baldur's Gate. It's the same thing, just
Pretty
in a different place.
much.
What's Hard Rock Cafe? Is this like from like a different timeline?
No, even I know about Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hard Rock Cafe made by.
It's
I can't
run.
do this.
It's run very exclusively by.
Earth Genasi?
Yes. And I can't remember his name. The celebrity endorser, Dwayne.
Oh god, fuck off.
Oh,
No,
that's right.
fuck
Dwayne
off.
Johnson.
Raku,
Dwayne
thank you for the
Johnson.
follow. Welcome. How you doing, buddy? Appreciate the follow, bro.
You guys.
It took us a second. Give us a break. So, head to the tavern because if you know Olin, there's probably one tavern that they always stay at, and so we just need to head there.
Which is the problem is, that's where my son and my wife are going to be. My phone just went stupid.
You know, I feel like if we had some hair dye and some scissors, we could
No.
make this work.
Nope. Nope. No,
Who's-
that is not happening.
See you pulling off Bottle Blonde.
How about neon blue? Let's put neon blue hair on him.
I
He
don't even know
doesn't
where you would
look-
get that.
More like a main character than he already does.
That's right, we're talking about no hoods or cloaks. Olin's out here looking like the fucking Undertaker.
Well, technically, the Undertaker who has a ship. 'Cause I'm wearing the captain's hat right now that I stole. So.
Yeah, we
Wow.
do kind of look like the usual kind of adventurers, like fun story about how we all met. Actually, well, not Siobhan, but Ola and I and Jermina and Silkas, but they're not here. We
So-
were walking across.
This like Silk has Osmond character who apparently was a big deal.
Okay. So how two of you met?
Yeah, we were walking across. We were waiting on the bridge to get back into Baldur's Gate because we were all like waiting there sort of randomly, and then we got profiled by this guy who said, "Oh, you get like a tiefling, elf, a dwarf, a giant robot, and a drow in one place. You guys are clearly an adventuring party." And you're like, "No," and he was like, "Well, too bad." And so we ended up having to solve a murder. The murderer was actually kind of nice. He was super chill, actually.
That's how I
that was-
felt when I met Olin.
The murder was chill, actually. It was super nice.
That's terrible. I'm sorry. It is kind of on you for having a giant robot. I would also probably conscript you if I was a political leader and you had a giant robot.
Anyways,
It's the
Let's-
president. There we go.
Safia, since you are going to Nimir's birthday party for the dinner, do you want to try to see if you can listen to them?
To who?
The goblin.
The goblin isn't going to his birthday party.
No, but they're probably at the tavern.
Why would they have it at the tavern? Everyone's gonna be there pre-gaming the Sun Festival.
Firefest?
The Fire Fest. That's spoiler alert. That's later.
Everyone be quiet.
Is there a fire?
Sorry, 1 second. I'm so sorry. You never told me you loved me.
Oh
It's
my
that stupid bitch at your work. That's why you're like this now.
We're here in real life tea chat. We're here in real life tea right now.
They're outside in the hallway fighting. The door just like slammed open and she like ran out. They're fighting now in the basement, I think, because it's storming outside. Okay, I can't hear them anymore. Thank you guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to stop the session. It was very important.
No, very
We
important.
stopped-
Thank you.
And that was brought to us by our sponsors, HelloFresh.
By OkCupid.
The pleasures of
What about
marital
these
bliss,
guys?
brought to you by OkCupid.
They're not married.
Pleasure of
no,
plentyoffish.com. Anyway.
Central. They aren't married.
I mean, that's actually better because there's no tax entanglements.
There you go.
Um,
It's
yeah.
just the dog. Anyways. Oh, more tea has been spilt. Guys, I got my popcorn. We're good. You want some?
Yes, please.
All right.
Safia, I know you're like seeing into another plane right now, but we have to stay focused on the mission.
I'm sorry. There's just it's usually around this time in the cycle that Lady Proctor doesn't. I just whatever.
She never learns. I swear. She always goes to the same guy.
I know. You think after 18 cycles she would doesn't matter. Oh, then I've missed you.
I miss you too, as much as you're a pain in my ass.
A pain in your well, someone has to be.
Hmm.
She
But
makes
can you?
it too easy on you.
Oh, she's good at
Yes.
that.
I can go eavesdrop.
Seems like you're already doing it, so
Yes. Can I talk to the paladin of the paladins there, or do I have to, like, if I have to eavesdrop, do I have to on the goblin, or can I do it on the paladin?
The paladin is from a different group that left her here. I don't think she's with them. Is she? You I don't know. You have to tell me. Have you seen
we
the
could
paladin?
talk to
Have
the
you
paladin if she's trapped here.
Have you seen
Yeah,
the
if
paladin with him?
Hey, if the paladin is out of the cycle, not with the current adventuring party, we can talk to the paladin.
It's possible.
Olin, didn't you say that you helped find like wherever she's staying now anyways?
They did. She's in a place near the stables, which I think is just north of the tavern.
Well, let's
Well,
go.
also it sounds like she probably already knows you too.
Yeah, let's.
It is.
talk.
You want me to see if she is with them? If she is not, then I don't see a reason to keep her, to bring her with us.
Well, not bring with us, but to cause a distraction.
But the problem is, if she has been here a few cycles, as you say, Strahd is not looking at her anymore. He's
Well, she's a paladin with a griffin. I
and
feel
she's
like she
still
can make herself
alive.
seen.
And she's still alive.
Yes. But that's, I mean, secondary to our goals, whether or not that
How about
stays.
I will go talk to her and see if she is with the party, and I will tell her that there's an opportunity for her if she possibly keeps an eye out for them and help and start something. We can't make it so he knows that we're making stuff happen. We have to make it more of a natural situation.
Well, he's not focused on us. You just said that.
No, but if we get someone who he thinks is trapped here, to all of a sudden start a commotion, he'll follow the breadcrumbs back to us.
Right, but then you guys will be gone, and so will I.
Hopefully.
I mean, if we're not gone by then
How about
I'll be
you?
gone.
Probably. How about you see what they're talking about? I will go talk to the paladin and have a discussion of. There is some people around who are making sounds. If you don't mind keeping an eye out for them, and I have a feeling she will see freedom with them. It's possible.
Okay. And since we're divorcing, are you taking the kids? And she's pointing at Marty, Siobhan, and Rhea.
Wait, are you divorcing Olin?
I mean, it sounds like we're separating. So who's taking the kids in the
The
separation?
good part is my wife does not know Marty or Savan and knows Rhea. So it could work out you keep them and people know that I walk around alone. So that could be enough to not be noticed.
Okay. You three are cordially invited to my nephew's 20th birthday. I hope you brought gifts. If not, do you have money to pay for drinks?
I can probably whip something up real quick on the way.
Can we say it's a joint gift, Marty? I got shite.
Don't worry about it, Siobhan.
He's not a materialistic boy, I promise.
Olin, you don't know him.
I've been with him for how many cycles before this situation?
You don't know him. You don't know him this cycle.
So you're telling me my son is a material boy now?
Material.
Is this something you've learned? Is this something you taught him?
I've taught him the finery of things. I wanted to shake it up this cycle.
You wanted to shake up my son's life this cycle. My son's life.
We are burning daylight. We can have this custody battle at a later date.
On how I took
my
care
god,
of your
we
son
have
when
again.
you're there for it.
Nice. Wait, is it actually going to get darker?
It
Is
is.
that how it works?
To be
It
fair,
is a
it's like
thing.
it's so dark here.
It gets very dark.
It gets so no, I can't see.
Good thing you
Oh,
have
right.
Safia to give you attention. Let's go.
Cool. Marty will follow behind Safia, wherever Safia leads,
Okay.
and
Safia's
we'll
going
start
with
tinkering and making something on the way.
Safia. Siobhan follows Safia.
Safia will compose herself. She'll look at Rhea, adjust so she's 4 steps ahead of Rhea, and walk.
Siobhan will like tilt her head as they walk. And as they're walking to the tavern, she's like, she leans over. Rhea, pick up your pace for like half a second.
Okay. And she will do that, and will stride a little faster.
Safia, without turning around, without even being like visibly perturbed, will I think do kind of like a military half step so that she's maintaining a perfect 4-step difference with Rhea.
You see that?
Yeah, I noticed that earlier.
Rhea will now slow down.
Oh, did you see
She-
that, Rhea?
I did, and now I'm just curious.
She will pause so that they're still maintained 4 steps away and keep walking. And I think Safia's definitely noticed and she'll kind of turn back, but it's not like taunting or concerned. It just seems to be making sure Rhea isn't being like attacked by a bat.
It's possible.
Listen, a
Then
bat
that's
attack in Barovia can escalate very quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Pulling the old Van Helsing.
Hell yeah.
Olin stays to the back of the group until if I remember the map correctly, he waits till they get near the center of town where the statue is, and then starts heading north. And says, "Enjoy dinner," and starts heading towards the paladin's house.
Okay.
Safia, I do have a question for you.
Of course.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Sophia-
Before
on.
this, Siobhan will, like, quicken her steps and see if the same applies. Oh, sorry, Siobhan will quicken her steps and see if the same applies. Like Sophia's
Um,
keeping before.
No, Sophia stays 4 steps from Rhea, but when Siobhan picks up her pace, Sophia will say, "You've got your steps are light and quick."
Yeah, that's like 10 years of work put into that. I have a question, if you don't mind me asking.
I don't mind at all.
Why do you keep this, like, very precise distance from Rhea, if you don't mind?
Well, 3 steps is within range of Rhea's weapon. 5 steps is out of range from an enemy's weapons. 4 steps is a perfect median. It lets me, and she'll take a large step backwards and end up right at Rhea's side, and then a large step forward, and she's back to 4 steps, and 6 seconds and less.
Well, but why Rhea, specifically?
She reminds me of someone.
Do you not feel comfortable saying who?
Not in particular. It's just, it's nice to do it for someone.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Thank you for your curiosity.
You're very welcome.
Okay, well, we're at the tavern. I have an outstanding tab here. Feel free to ramp it up. I never pay my tab.
Well, if this is close to the part where everything goes to shite, I can imagine why not.
Yeah, see, that's the great thing about these cycles. Gaming the fucking system. I did the math once. I owe over $1 million.
Is it ever possible that this place gets out of the cycles?
Barovia? Oh, God,
Yeah.
I hope not. I mean, oh, fuck, do not let Olin hear me say that. This place sucks. I hate that my sister is stuck here, but I can come and go as I like. It's kind of nice because, I never have to pay off my debts. I could kind of piss off whoever I want to. I sleep here for free because, again,
My pay, yeah.
Why pay?
Boy, howdy, when you said I sleep, that is not where I thought that was going.
I see,
Nope.
Same.
I've seen Groundhog Day. I know this.
Yeah, like, you know that he fucked everyone in that town. Like, come on. Like, he was there for like 1 billion years. Like, come on.
Yeah, we don't know how long he was actually there.
Technically, it could
No,
have been a
the-
year. Could have been a year.
the,
Bill Murray
uh,
sucking in fucking montage.
No, the directors, like the writers, etc., have said no 1 billion.
Yeah, no, like literally, I believe it's actually based on a short story, and like it literally goes from like him having the reoccurring thing to like basically becoming God, where like he
Yeah.
always knows absolutely everything, and then by the end he's humble again. That's
Damn.
like the arc.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, unrelated. At the Blue Water Inn, the place where previously Olin had interacted with his son, imparting the gift given by Savia, so it's just sort of a little gift relay. There has been a bit of an uptick of people here in the tavern. There is sort of a larger gathering of people. They do appear to just be engaging in general merriment. That merriment focused either on the upcoming Sun Festival or, for those who may know him, birthday wishes to Olin's son, who is sitting at the same table where you all, or where Olin left him, with his hat still on his head, though ticked back a little bit, to clear his eyes as he is once again shuffling around those papers that he had been looking at when Olin met him, and the small pig sitting in a chair that, in lieu of being sort of where it should traditionally be on a four-sided square table, it has been pulled relatively close, so it could sort of sit almost love seat style with the creature. Still in the corner are the adventurers that you've all identified. The goblin at the head of the table, and loudly talking to its two companions with its skeletons, providing a sort of gloomy overwatch. And that is the scene.
Okay. We all know our mission. We all know what to do.
Are we? No, I don't actually. Are we acting natural?
No. And Safia is going to slap her knees. She's going to get on top of a chair and she's going to say, "Drinks on everybody! On me!"
Woo! And there is a uproar of noise as you make this announcement. The bartender, who is shuffling ales back and forth between several customers, looks a little beleaguered at this announcement, but otherwise attempts to like engage in the merriment. And you see amongst the adventurers, you see the small goblin's head perk up and look around and at the bar. You have certainly made quite the impression entering this establishment.
I fucking hate that bartender. Every time. Every time.
What did he do to
Fucking
you?
nothing. I just hate him. One cycle, I killed him, and it felt so good. But then he started crying about his dead mom, and I just can't look at him the same.
Well, to be fair, he looks like he's the one bartender at a minimum wage job.
Oh, he doesn't get paid.
Well, not after everything you've told me. That's like 1,000,000 gold.
But
just
it
have
looks
to-
like
I just
You
have
could
this
have-
image of
Could
this
have
tavern
saved his
fall,
mom's cancer.
this tavern falling out of the Shadowfell, and just all of a sudden, like its ledger being like, and then somewhere like Savia's like, oh no.
I've been daydreaming about a like Strahd Must Die Tonight series of adventures, which is just getting together a min-maxed party to hunt down like Jaraxel, Mordenkainen, Strahd, and it's just like, Safia, you are the world's most intense debt collectors. The debt will be paid in gold or blood.
You work for the IRS.
All right.
So
Sorry.
we're fighting Vishtani John Wick is really what's happening.
Hell yes.
You've gotten fancy Jeff Bezos for coming for you next, Safia.
Fantasy Jeff Bezos. Oh boy. That is a character that exists in the book that I'm writing.
Oh
Not
no.
not the one that's established here, though. Maybe it'll show
Oh
up.
no.
Okay. So, you've made this sort of uproar in the bar. The patrons are certainly on your side. What would you like to do?
You still haven't elaborated. What are we doing after this?
Well, we have to go eavesdrop on the goblin.
Oh, okay.
So we just
We take a booth that happens to be a booth and or a table that happens to be nearby this totally strange unknown goblin.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no. So you're able to do that. Most of the patrons here are standing, engaging in conversation with fellow Valakians on this the eve of what will be a totally normal Sunfest.
Completely normal Sun Festival.
And so you guys are going to attempt to listen in on this group of adventurers, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm also assuming that you left EV3 outside, Marty.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I figured. I didn't want to assume, but I did want to check.
Yeah.
So I will say somebody.
EV3 would have gone with Olin.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
You know, the Undertaker and a robot just having a normal stroll.
I was gonna say Olin would, if that was said, Olin
This
would
is the weirdest-
definitely say
the-
that's probably not a good idea, just because
Well, I
Olin
mean,
is
you
known
can't
for
really-
being alone.
It can't really go with us, and like,
We can't really park it outside.
yeah.
What about in the
Like, what-
pen with the pigs?
I spent so
Pig is very noticeable.
And I
long
mean in the back of the
trying to get
building,
all
not
of the
inside
mud
the
out of
pigs.
its joints. Do you know
I
how
meant-
hard it is to? These are open joints.
I meant the back of the building, so it's closer to you because I'm going to basically be going to one building and then going to meet up with you.
We could put it in the
Oh.
stables next to the Griffin. I mean,
And the
Robot
griffin
next
is
to a griffin?
behind. I think
Probably.
the griffin is the stables is behind the inn, or did we put it up north?
Uh,
I'm trying to
Olin
remember.
would either Olin or Safia would know that the Griffin does not stay in the stables. It stays outside of town.
That's what it
because it eats
was.
horses.
That's right, because it's outside of town.
Okay, yeah, we park EV-3 right outside of town. Just happens to be
Okay.
right by a griffin.
And Evie, and then you just like hang a sign over EV-3's neck that says runs a little bit on blood magic. See if you can get the vampire out.
Just trying to bite him, like.
Okay. So with this being said,
like a bird at a millet seed dispenser. Just-
the implications of blood magic when you start dealing with vampires gets really funny. I was talking with Fish about this earlier today. So anyways,
like, hey, get off my blood magic. It scurries away.
For the party that is attempting to listen in on these adventurers, I need you all to. I need one of you to make a perception check with advantage, or two of you can make a perception check. It is up to you.
I have +7 to perception.
I do not have that number. You can roll twice, unless Fish can be.
Give me 1 second. Let me check. I might actually have pretty crunchy perception.
Yeah, my perception is +2. That's all you guys.
The real question is, where the fuck did I put all my dice?
Let's what was that? Did we hear that?
Yeah,
I heard
yeah. So
What's up?
I'm having a similar problem to you, Fish. My neighbors are having a domestic in their backyard. So
More
I
tea,
thought that
more
was, like,
tea.
dogs barking. Also, Mars, I like your shirt. I just realized. I just noticed it.
Am I rolling?
Yes, go for advantage.
27. Natural 20.
damn. Okay.
Which is good because my second roll was a 7.
Remember everyone's names in this group now.
on the bright side, it's the higher one that counts in this instance. After having made your announcement and there been sort of a raucous little uproar, you do see the goblin who seems to be sort of the I wouldn't say the head of the party, but certainly the driver of conversation, sort of pop up and will approach the bar to make good on Safia's offer of drink, and will return with a pewter goblet of what looks to be wine of some kind, and plop back down next to the two individuals that he is flanked by, Dragonborn and a sort of shadowy individual wearing a mask. And he he will sort of begin to drive the conversation a little and say, "Yeah, I thought it was strange. It was an interesting approach, is what I would say. Generally, you know, I don't really know how to say this. Kriv, help me out here.
Crib, that was it.
It was okay. We all know what hags look like, right? Yeah,
Oh,
right.
Oh my god, this motherfucking story. Oh my
we're-
god.
We're gonna agree on that. We all know what they look like and the type of magic that they wield and how incredibly dangerous it is. We're gonna understand that, right?
Are we seriously still talking about this?
Well,
I'm trying to be crib for you.
oh, okay. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, because yeah, they're gonna probably I don't know what flavor of crone they are, but they're probably gonna haunt our dreams or some shit. It's not right. You don't just go in there promising to marry yourself off to a wielder of weird magic who definitely hasn't felt the touch of another
But
humanoid in God knows how long.
But we needed the item.
Yeah, I got that. I got that, and we got that. Who's got that? I think you got that. It doesn't matter. Okay, all right.
It was Jinseric. It was Jinseric that promised.
Jinseric.
That's what it was.
Yes.
It was Jen.
Derek, Parse, Kriv.
Jinseric,
Okay.
Parse, Kriv, and then you two came in.
Yes. Okay, all right, but we're past that. We're past that. It is going to come back to haunt us. Also, they were definitely going to eat those children, / serve them to other people without their consent. But okay, all right. All of this being said, what I'm sorry. What was the plan again tomorrow?
I don't remember what happened after this.
Okay, okay, don't worry. I'll help you out here. It's okay. Your plan is in the midst of the Sun Festival to call out the Burgomaster very publicly while surrounded by villagers who could theoretically be political ally. Oh, okay. All right. I got it. Listen, you talk to the wrong sex worker in Waterdeep and look where you end up. Okay? Fucking got it. Got it.
I would personally die for
This-
Dr. Archibald Fox.
Anyways, that will be a general summation of what you guys hear. It sounds like they're going to make similar to what Safia just did, except far more dangerous. Some sort of public declaration at the Sun Festival tomorrow.
So
It seems like a
It
really
sound-
stupid plan.
it sounds like they're going to make a huge ruckus tomorrow. Well, the burger.
Okay.
Who's the Burgermeister?
Yeah.
By name?
Okay.
Burgerman?
Like basically accuse him of something or that in the middle of the Sun Festival, like at the main event.
Okay. Well, that's definitely gonna cause rioting.
Yeah, this seems like a really dumb plan.
Do you want to go over and tell them?
No.
What did the Burgermeister do?
I don't know.
Apparently,
Fuck,
no.
it
Apparently,
hasn't
some
been done.
Jason, I
something
seriously
about,
forgot this whole
like,
plot.
feeding children to people. Like he was knowledgeable about feeding children to people
Oh, yeah. He might have
and
meat
hags.
pies.
Meat pie?
The meat pies.
Oh, those are the ones
Soylent
that Olin told me
Green.
not to eat. And they haunt dreams?
The hags do.
Hags haunt
With
dreams.
them. And one of them is, I guess, engaged to one of the hags?
Yeah, like getting married to a hack?
Something like that.
Hey, aren't we all? I think Safia looks pleased that that landed, and she's kind of like nodding.
Ron rolls her eyes. Also, I have to say, it's very nice to hear this goblin man talk sense.
Oh, Safia, could you quick say into this little recorder, could you say happy birthday, please?
What is that?
It's the thing for your nephew.
It's gonna record your voice, so
Why
that
would I
way he
say
just has to like
happy
hit.
birthday?
Is it hit a button, and it'll just say happy birthday for him?
Well,
Is-
say whatever you would like to hear him. Yeah.
Oh, how long? How many words?
Oh, like only like a few,
How many is a few?
like 6 seconds.
Okay. Okay. Give me one.
Mm.
Let me game this.
Alright. Marty will sort of continue to tinker with the little thing.
Okay, I'm ready.
You made it?
I love you, Numir. Your dad's proud of you.
Click.
That's sweet.
Marty will wind it up. Let it play.
I love you, Numir. Your dad's proud of you.
It'll do the job. And she'll click it into place, and you'll see that it's a very rudimentary little pig-shaped thing with a wind-up tail.
Yes, yes, I know exactly the toy. Woo!
And-
Second campaign in a row to have one.
Yes! Oh my god. I didn't even think about that. God damn it. But yes, it's based same idea. But she'll go ahead and start to grab a piece of parchment and wrap it up. Oh my god, I can use parchment again. I'm so glad we're out of hell.
Okay, so I guess the plan is when they fuck up Velaki, we beat ass to Castle Ravenloft, because there's no way Strahd isn't going to respond to a riot.
I mean, maybe that's what they're trying to do. I don't know. But yeah, that should work. These are definitely not the guys that are going to win.
No, it
So
doesn't
I guess you
sound
don't have to
like
worry
it
about
at
your
all.
Partap.
I
That's
don't know.
weird.
I like the little goblin.
I do like the little goblin.
He he seems like a dirty thing.
He's a
He's
a
He plays
person.
dirty. He plays dirty too.
Yeah, he does.
He also killed Strahd with his dad.
That's what I was gonna bring up.
Canonically.
I was gonna bring up you fucking asshole.
That was amazing.
Killed Strahd with his dad.
3
Yeah,
fucking
the
hit
man-
points.
Summoned his dead parents as skeletons.
3
and then-
fucking hit points, and he hits him.
Yeah. Yeah,
I forgot that you got the kill on that
Sounds like
one.
somebody
Right.
had a cool finishing move and is big upsetty that Jason killed it.
I was trying to escape so I could heal, and the motherfucker caught me in a corner.
and I was just like, what if I just like stabbed you with your parents?
And he was just in the circle of the fucking necklace.
Yup.
Glorious.
Yeah, anyway, so when this plan inevitably fails, right? A lot of people are gonna be dead. So here's what I'm thinking. Once y'all have fucked that up, I'm just gonna like stand them all up, and then we'll just storm the castle, right? Sounds good? Yes? No?
Okay.
Okay, I'll table it. I'll table it. For now, I'll table it.
So it sounds. Oh, Siobhan's gonna lean in over her, over her little eye, like. So it sounds like he has the ability to raise the dead.
Oh, those are those things were like the weird shuffly guys he has with him.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I thought they were just okay.
So
Okay.
it seems like once the Sun Festival is over and everybody's dead because apparently a lot of people die at this thing, he's just gonna raise him back up,
Okay. To do what?
storm the castle, like directly.
I mean, that's a choice.
Not the first time, if that's any consolation. But not with necromancy. That's
Can't suck blood that ain't there. That's what I'm saying.
he's
I'm
got a
assuming he
point.
says that part loud enough for everybody.
Oh yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
okay with
Yes.
you.
When he comes to that
Another
conclusion, he thinks he's a genius. Like,
This guy kind of rocks.
Yeah, he
Pretty
can't.
cool, yeah.
I don't think I would want to be in a group with him, but he seems like he'd be fun to listen to at a party, which is kind of what we're doing right now.
Hey,
Oh,
Siobhan,
God, this
Yeah.
ale is
Can you-
so strong.
go get him a drink.
Me?
Yeah, you, cause you're the most. I don't know. I don't know why I picked you, but Marty, go get him a drink.
Let's mess with the timeline.
I don't think getting him a drink is going to mess with the timeline.
Why don't you go get him a drink?
Well, Sophia will look beleaguered, but she'll nod and she'll climb out of the booth. And I mean, she'll just go up to the bartender and go like, "Hey, give that weird guy over there on the table another drink on me, thanks."
the bartender will nod.
And I'll pay after the festival. I swear.
Just give you a little bit of shifty eye, but will otherwise nod.
But she says that every time.
And
Like
you know what?
clockwork.
Don't can you do both of us a favor? Don't go to the festival.
As you say that, everyone, to include you, Olin, you hear just the faintest sound of glass like cracking, like a very faint, small, sort of
Oh shit.
crickly crack, crickly crack.
It was a canon event!
There's no clean break, no crash of glass,
Oh my god.
but just a very small sort of sound. And Olin, I would say that it almost may sound like tinnitus to you, walking through the open streets. But it is a very strange sensation for all of you. But you also notice, for those in the tavern, nobody else seems to notice.
What the fuck was that?
What just happened? What did she do? Because we're just sitting here. We're just sat here. We didn't do anything.
Sophia. Yeah, Marty's like whipping her head and looking at Sophia.
Sophia's looking around and will look back at them and go,
We have to wait till she gets back. I mean, wait, what did she say to him?
I
"Holy
don't.
shit."
I don't know.
Oh,
As soon as Safia gets back,
my stomach flipped.
Siobhan's gonna like. What did you say?
Well, I told him not to show up to the festival tomorrow.
Oh my god.
What?
I didn't know that was.
It's a pretty big. Go back and tell him. Never mind. You were pranking him.
I don't think that we were supposed to be influencing other people's actions.
We weren't.
Go back and tell him that you were joking.
No,
You can't do that.
What if
now,
that
it's
makes
gonna
it
fuck
worse?
things up more. Yeah. What if it
Because,
makes
yeah,
it worse?
I've never joked with him. Killed him in a cycle. He definitely knows I'm not joking. Oh, I didn't know. I thought, well, I've done that
This is
before.
delicate.
Well, like we said, we are in the past right now. Anything we do is going to
Oh,
affect the
fuck.
future of this thing that we do.
Wait.
Wait, and if that's the case,
if,
then that
if
means
that
that.
fact that they do it, they actually they break the cycle.
The
So you
blood
essentially told the.
drains from Sophia's face. And I mean, she like leans in and she goes,
That's the only logical conclusion.
break the
Yeah,
cycle.
like if it didn't matter, then it could have
If it
gone
didn't-
over again.
Yeah, if it didn't matter, then this sound effect in our ears would not have happened, I don't think.
She'll kind of whip her head back and look over at the table, and she'll look back and say, "It's got to be the paladin, right? It can't be the goblin."
Maybe, I don't know. Are we gonna stick around and fucking find out?
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, Olin, you've made your way across town towards the domicile that you know that this paladin of note is staying at. Pretty common, like a pretty common dwelling as far as Valaki goes. What would you like to do?
Olin is going to check his surroundings because of the sound that just happened in his ears and see if he's being watched, basically looking in every corner of the road, knowing where an event has happened. Still trying to gauge where he is for the most part, because it is the Sun Festival, but he doesn't know where in the Sun Festival for the most part, besides it's his son's birthday. So he's still going through the mind warp. He sees
Sure.
nothing.
Go ahead and roll a
Oh.
perception check,
I
actually.
was kidding. I'm gonna roll a perception. That's a 9 plus a 7, 16.
16. So on this side of town, you've been through this side of town many times before. You are able to check not only just sort of the major roads and thoroughfares, but also the tight alleyways and sort of little spots where you know ambushes are very common, whether they be by like pickpockets or spawns of Strahd. And it is relatively quiet this evening, from all you can tell. As you sort of approach this dwelling, mist still clinging to the ground, clinging to the buildings, but otherwise fairly safe.
Okay. Olin's gonna walk up the outside steps to the floor and knock on the door.
Oh god.
Boom, boom, boom.
There.
Hendrik, you hear a
fuck.
noise.
Hendrik will. At the sound, her head will snap up, and she will look to the door, and very slowly she will step towards the door, as silently picking up her greatsword as she does so, and holding it behind her, she will let the door creak open just
Before
a
that
tad and say,
happens, Olin takes off his pirate hat and puts it behind him.
"Who is it?"
Tolerance, it is Olin.
"Prove it."
You have a big winged creature that likes to eat horses that I helped you
Well,
with.
everyone in the fucking Valaki knows that.
Okay, I also know that your party left you and I helped you.
Okay, other people could have known that too.
I know you have at least been here for, I would say at this point, probably 5 cycles, and you haven't moved.
There is several. She'll shut the door again. There are several clicks of locks coming undone, and she will open the door, and you see for the people at home, a tall, buff, tiefling woman with her hair pulled back in a long braid that's already messy, wearing classic Barovian garb.
I'm putting the photo on screen chat. Give me a sec.
Yes.
But keep going.
And with very molten golden eyes, and she will just look at Olin, then the eyes, and just stare at him at first.
You know, it is impolite to see a guest and not at least have a conversation without your sword in your hand.
You can't even see with the sword. Fuck.
You're leaning your head over and you're hiding your hands.
Well, you never. Third time around, I got fucking stabbed last time you came around.
And I apologized for that, and I'm sorry. But I made sure you never went down that path again, didn't I?
Yeah, well, now I know not to trust hags.
Good idea.
What are you doing here? I thought you got poofed or something like that this round.
Yes, interesting circumstances, but I don't want to go into it. I wanted to bring your attention to something that I know you may be interested in.
Uh-huh, what's that?
So I know you don't go to the Sun Festival. It may be in your best interest to go this year.
Hendrik will kind of she will think for a long moment, kind of still trying to assess what's up with this Olin. And she'll say, why though?
I feel
like it's always just a bloodbath.
It is, but I feel this one might be a little more helpful for you, and it could make sense if you see. I have a feeling it is going to get more interesting than you think. Plus, you're rusty. Look at you. I saw your sword from a mile away.
She'll groan and just sort of. You can't see her pupils, as far as you're aware, but you can tell very clearly that she's rolling her eyes at you.
Oh yeah, I can see the body, the shoulder, like the shoulder move.
Yeah, it's very obvious whenever she rolls her eyes at you, and she'll say, "Okay, that isn't convincing, but fine. What am I getting out of?" All right, so it's interesting this time around. Apparently, I guess. Is
you may get an opportunity that you haven't had yet. And Olin will like do the head tilt of like, you know what I'm trying to say without someone hearing me say it.
Yeah. And she clearly picks up on that instantly. Like she knows Olin well enough at this point, even vaguely, to recognize an opportunity when he's saying there's one. And she'll take another deep breath and say, "Are you sure?"
It is a better chance than I've seen.
Where's the party?
At the festival. Or they're going to be.
They're at the tavern still, I guess. Is that what? I don't remember anything yet.
Go get the drink, relax. Enjoy yourself. I have a feeling it's going to be different. I can't say how, but you might as well give it a try instead of hiding here every Sun Festival. The only way you get your future back is if you take a hold of it. I'm wordplaying so fucking hard in Owen's head right now. It's ridiculous.
That's the wild thing is I know what you guys are talking about and why you don't want to say it, and you guys are doing a fantastic job.
It's great. I love it.
All right. Fine. If I end up, I'm going to kick your ass next cycle.
I think that would be a fun challenge.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. All right. Let me go grab my hoods. I'll be right back. And she'll close the door and return a little bit while later with a big cloak over her horns and etc. and so forth, and look very conspicuous in her eyes. Inconspicuous in her eyes.
That face when you join the adventuring party in Curse of Strahd and you just have a hood up and it's like shadow down to here.
Exactly. Had
I
to look
would-
the part.
I would suggest, Jason, festival's tomorrow in our timeline,
Yes.
right?
Yes, correct.
I would definitely not introduce yourself until tomorrow.
You could have told me that before I put on my hood.
You still need to find people to go with. And I'm just throwing out a name because I remember this specifically. Hendrik went with a local to the vent. Because that's how we got Hendrik there in the first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I'm going to throw out a name, just any NPC, because I don't remember the NPC you came up with. I apologize.
I don't remember either.
Yeah.
You're good.
I think Sabrina might want a friend this time. She goes alone every year.
Yeah, well, gets a. Yeah, I'll talk to her and see. But she'll appreciate the company.
It's better than what she does every year, which is cry.
Yeah, well, she needs to get over that guy.
Well, she will if she has you this time.
No, don't say it like that.
Oh, you know
Weird.
what I mean.
Yeah, like-
You need friends. You don't need a dark apartment.
Yeah,
I certainly
Whatever.
am not good company.
no, you're not.
But I need to go do a few things. Do me a favor. If you see my wife and my son, don't mention me. Things are a little bit of a situation with them, and I'm trying to find a way to fix it.
Make sure to be quiet about it.
I appreciate you, Hendrik. Tolerance. That was my
Yeah,
slip.
Yeah, No, you're okay. I always forget that I go by that here.
No, it was Mark's mistake.
No,
Olin only knows
I know.
tolerance.
She was playing in it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you then.
I'll promise you I'll be around. If you don't see me, you'll know I will be there.
All right. Whatever.
They'll quietly walk down, and about 2 to 3 buildings away from the tavern, Olin's going to veer off in his mistiness that he does, like he's back at home.
Fair enough.
Hendrik will close the door and get her whetstone out.
Fair enough. We cut back to the tavern. After
I'll be back again.
Yep. After having interacted with the bartender, creating that sort of strange noise across the ears of all of those out of time right now. What are you all doing now?
I don't understand why you would build a dungeon underneath the ruins of Omu. I can't stress enough to you how much the geography of Cholt is built on a massive tecton. You have tectonic plates, correct? We know about those? You know what causes earthquakes?
We're like on giant eggshells, right? That's the general concept I thought we got.
That's
No.
a theory.
Oh, you know, like a cracked eggshell. And so when
Mm,
you like jostle it around, all the like pieces rub up against each other.
like on like a hard-boiled egg kind of situation.
yes, sure. If it doesn't okay, but when those plates meet and they go up, they make mountains. Cholt is right by a bunch of fucking mountains. Omu is built under a mountain. And then you want to build an underground dungeon network. He's lucky that there hasn't been a massive earthquake. Send that all of it gone. It's stupid, right? It's
Yeah,
stupid.
this seems like a poor decision.
I would completely and totally build it somewhere else. Like on a meteor.
Yeah, but how are you gonna get to it though?
Yeah, you'd have to like be super high level in magic in order to do that.
Well, like
yeah,
I guess
but if you're
theoretically you could sort of like you don't have to be that high because like you can sort of like trick a teleport by plane shifting to a different place to like a different plane and then plane shifting back just wherever you want to land. It's just a lot more aggravating, I imagine.
yeah, but I mean, if you're a guy that's making a giant underground dungeon, you can do that. That's why you do it on a meteor.
Yeah.
You just put down a permanent teleportation circle at a conspicuous spot, say, hey, riches if you go through this circle, and then they go through the circle and you just kill them. But if I was a lich, I would just, like, do that, except it just teleports them directly on the precipice of a cliff and they die.
Well, here's the thing, a lot of liches seem to have like lived forever, right? So not a lot of them know about space and plate tectonics and all that unless that lich has like a vested interest in learning about those things already.
Yeah,
Because
or
that
like they're from like a
that lich
different
has a
dimension.
special interest.
Special interest in space astronomy.
Like I'm at like and also like all liches seem to like have a flair for the dramatics in like a crazy way. So like
You've met a bunch?
well, no, but like you always read about them in stories. Like they're always like very like, "Ooh, my dungeon is so impressive," and then the adventurers go
It's
through
like
it.
they're
It's like, yeah, that was
compensating for
whatever.
something.
Interesting.
Yeah, like yeah, there's a lot of good paperback. Oh, have you read any of Jennifer Time's stuff? Do they have them here?
No. If anything brings you mirth or contentment, it's not here.
Well, it probably has that one slow burn. Then like
That weird one
break on.
between Cedrin and that fucking forearm dude? I didn't like that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, it's depressing because like they keep on like going back and forth and like clearly they want to be together, but they have like this like thing that keeps forcing them apart, and like they end up unhappy at the end and like trying to figure out like and like honestly it's also depressing because that's basically what happened in Break Into Infinity too with Jiraxel and
Also, the
Cobalt.
backstory, they gave this forearm dude a daughter. Like, why? What,
Oh,
just add like
fuck.
more trauma cycles to the mix?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jeddah does have like a kid sister, kind of, but like it's
This
Jeremy and I
dude
had
is
debated for a
real? I thought like he was actually like she actually made a character up this time.
Well, no.
Weird forearm dude is real?
Yeah. Oh, actually, remember that murderer I was talking about?
was
Olin,
it?
you're back.
Olin didn't walk in.
Oh fuck! Great.
No,
Yeah,
he's
you're
not.
here.
He can't come into the
I
tavern.
can't come into the tavern.
So you're telling me that there's a dude out there with 4 arms and a child who
Well-
kills people?
Well, he doesn't. They're not like like it's not his kid. They just
I also think there's more than one guy with 4 arms. It seemed like an
Yeah.
institute thing.
it's like
What?
mechanical arms. The second arms are mechanical. Well, also his first.
Rhea, what
his
have you
first
been
arms are
up to?
mechanical, too.
Did you meet this guy?
Oh yeah, Ray had traveled with him for a little bit.
Oh yeah, we actually sheltered him at the El Terrell refugee camp just outside of Baldur's Gate. He was making some political moves that we agreed with.
Fucking mad. It's fucking mad. Yeah.
Was there someone bothering you at the El Terrell refugee camp?
Most of Baldur's Gate's the sort of high nobles, the rich individuals, just about everyone with any modicum of power.
Marty, do you have any names?
Oof. Like none that are. Well, the main one was. Oh, damn it! What was her name? There was.
The Van Thampers.
Yeah, the Van Thampers. Like there were the Van Thampers, but they turned out to be cultists to Zariel, and one of them, and the matriarch turned out to be an incubus or some sort of something, and she ended up like. Or I don't know, maybe she was. I think that's what they said. I don't fucking remember. But she killed herself before we could kill her. So don't know what that was
I
about.
went through a fucking horror show, and I've been in hell for like 6 months.
Interesting.
I mean, hell is the political climate of Baldur's Gate just as well as it is hell itself.
Yeah, honestly, the political climate in Hell's a little bit better, if I'm being honest.
There's at least rules.
There's at least rules,
There's at least rules.
and people follow them.
Um,
It's wild.
that being said, should we see if Olin is lurking outside? I don't think he can.
He's not gonna come in. Yeah, we have to go
Yeah,
out and
no,
see
he's
if
not.
he's there.
Let's do that. And Sophia will grab a bottle of wine for to go. And of course, I'll pay after the festival. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise.
Oh yeah, thanks. You're a legend, by the way. Yeah.
I love.
Ah yeah.
And I love you, random goblin dude.
That dude's gonna break the cycle. It's gotta be the paladin. It's gotta be the fucking paladin. It cannot be that. Cannot be him.
Don't.
How funny would it be if it was him?
You know what? Yeah, probably.
And look at it this way: if the dude does not go to the Sun Festival, maybe he'll feel like he owes you one.
Yeah, maybe.
Just a heads up, my light has flickered twice. I don't know if that's my power or if that's just the LED light bulb finally going
I think
fucking
it's
dead.
I think it's your LED light bulb because the stream's still going fine.
What pisses me off is these LEDs, I can't change them out. I have to spend $40 for these fucking things to replace the entire thing.
That's fucking stupid.
They're
No,
not light bulbs.
I am literally at this point like a professional installer of light fixtures. You want me to come replace that shit?
$40 per, and I have 3 of them in my bedroom that are flickering. Bro, I don't have the money. We'll talk about that situation after
Yeah.
But it's pissing me off, and this just started.
All good.
But just in case, I don't know if it's I turned off my AC just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, we leave the tavern.
Okay, you do so and step back out onto the dark streets of Bali. And once again, mist clinging to all things, the sort of beautiful dark red tabards and tapestries hung off of various surfaces throughout town. The streets are quiet, though the tavern behind you is loud. Olin, how is it you reappear to the party?
Olin is basically across the street from the tavern, and is more so standing in the alleyway. You guys can see him standing there with the pirate hat, essentially, just standing in the dark, in the shadow of the alleyway. But he knows how to stand so that way Tafia's eye will catch it, even if nobody else is. But he's basically hiding in plain sight.
Baba, Olin.
Olin will nod his head and over.
We go over. Siobhan starts walking over to Olin instead of motioning him out.
Oh, Sophia will look embarrassed and walk over.
You do remember I'm not supposed to go in there or be near there, correct?
I think they're all a little too hammered to care now.
So, what did you find?
The paladin is still here, and she is going to be at the festival tomorrow.
Okay.
Did you all figure something out?
Okay, question. Were you at the paladin's house telling her this when that glass thing happened? Did you hear the glass thing?
I did, and no, I was still on the way.
Okay, so that was definitely you.
What?
That was me.
What did you do?
I told the bartender not to show up.
So
I
that
felt
must.
bad.
Yes, but as we have said, we can't change things.
It cracked. It didn't break, and I had done it. The thing is, I've done that before, Olin, and it didn't do anything.
Because for us, this is the past.
Well,
You need to
also,
It's not.
and we're
for me.
pretty sure that if that's the case, if this party that we're talking about, that's here now, didn't actually matter, then nothing would have happened because everything would have reset. But the fact that it cracked when Safia did that probably means that this
Then-
party is the one that's going to stop that.
We can say for sure, but we need to not say it so loud.
Oh no, Siobhan's whispering. This is stage whispering.
Oh, no. Olin is staring Siobhan down like, don't say it out
Oh.
loud. We have to be careful of what we say. I even was careful with Tolerance to tell her why she should be going to the festival.
Are there? Someone?
There are ears and eyes everywhere. With that, we
Oh.
should probably start finding a place to stay until the festival.
Do we want to get closer to the castle
There
today?
is-
So it's
There is no place to stay between Valaki and the castle.
And it's not wise to be on the roads.
At night?
At all.
In the day, in the morning,
in the mid-afternoon, I'm imagining.
yes.
Every
Tea
24
break,
hours?
brunch.
Is there...
Don't think there's anywhere you can stay. My family isn't camped too far from here. If you can enjoy a 10-20 minute walk.
Be fine. I've walked around Barovia. It can't be... Not Barovia. Baldur's Gate. It can't be that worse.
Need to stretch
It
my
is.
legs. I have been in a little submarine for like
It-
several days.
It is a little craggy. There are some hills. Just wanted to
Just keep your wits about you. That's all you can
yes.
do.
And don't embarrass yourself in front of my family because only a few of them go with the cycles, everyone else doesn't, and we do remember and
Understood.
don't just don't make yourself a part of dinner talk.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it's like going to a family reunion.
Yes. God, don't get on the news. Um, I think that's all from Safia, but I think she will at some point want to pull Olin aside, but that doesn't need to be right now.
Okay, fair enough. So, to gauge my understanding here, you all are departing Valaki to look for the Vistani camp?
Yes.
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 Okay. You do so. With the sounds of the tavern and the revelry in front of what will be a completely normal Sun Festival. The party departs the ramshackle, less than protective gates of Valaki into the roads, old salvage road that supports much of or would have supported much of the trade and commerce across this area. Um, the road is densely wooded, with trees sort of hugging each side, creating sort of these old growth trees. The road well traveled enough, but the trees overhead sort of reaching in and sort of creating almost a tunnel like experience for those of you who have not traveled these roads frequently. Olin and Safia, this is Old Salvage Road. It's very normal to you, outside of the fact that it is getting later and you are stepping outside of a settlement, which in its own way for you has some spookiness to it. Mist still clings to the ground and to every sort of hanging branch and scraggly tree. Eventually, Safia, you will come to a break in that wooded tunnel. And you know this to be a well established and well carved out place where Vistani wagons can traverse into a clearing that is near the edge of Lake Zarovich. Um, and even just from the location next to the road, you can see the well-worn wagon tracks in sort of the softer off-road dirt here, and hear sounds of merriment that are very distinct from those in the tavern. It is soft music, it is a warm glow of fire, and quiet voices, be them conversation or telling stories. Not but 200 yards from the road, from where this entrance is.
I think as it gets to night and it's getting dark, I think Safia pulls out a whistle and just lets out a like low, long tune so that whoever's on guard hears her. They know it's one of them and not to raise an alarm. Um and I mean she just walks in like she owns the place. She doesn't do anything else. Like it's her family home. She kicks in the gate. She's throwing her shit on the floor. I literally think she takes off her coat, like her outer dress, and just throws it off to the side.
Olin
Uh,
was
okay.
going to look back at the others and go, "This is what she does." But at least my mother-in-law, hopefully, if Safia didn't put her against me, make some good food. Welcome to the camp, and he'll basically
honest with
open
you,
the gate to
Olin.
them.
I bet you that your mother-in-law either loves you or spits in your food on the daily.
Probably both.
It may come across as both, yeah. As you all traverse down this pathway and into this camp, which the camp exists on the edge of Lake Zarovich. It is a circle of wagons around a large central bonfire. Um, there are sort of additional supporting tents and tarps off of the sides of different wagons. You can almost tell that there are individuals with trades here whose wagons are like specifically outfitted to support their trade, be it like a hearth for the purposes of cooking being built into the side of a cart to support a baker that would be baking bread or something like that. So there is a lot of that, and everyone seems to be sitting around enjoying their time. Things are quiet, and you all enter the camp. There are some eyes upon most of you, with the exception of Safia, who the residents here have come to expect this type of behavior. It is slightly strange that she's bringing visitors in, especially at this hour, but they seem to mind their business as she does that.
Um. That's Aubrey. That's Brienne. This is my mama. Um. My appa's somewhere out. That's John. There's a few
John's
others.
like, hey.
We don't know. We don't know how he got here. He just fucking showed up one day.
Yeah.
He's the farmer
we-
NPC.
We like John. We love
like
John. John, we're rocking with John.
That's my NPC backup in case someone dies. His name's gonna
my
just.
God.
It's gonna be him.
just there.
He's there. He's just gaining experience levels.
We'll just crash on my wagon over here. I hope you guys are okay sleeping on a kind of hard floor.
Yeah,
I'm used to it. You know that.
slept on church pews for the greater. Yeah. Anyways.
Rhea, you can take my cot.
Oh, no, I can't do that. I'll probably sleep outside. This is the first time I've had a means of camping that isn't scorched in hellfire. So, and there's a lake.
Yeah, there is water.
Don't
Oh,
go
now
there.
There's a lake. Huh?
Don't. It's not a. Don't go there.
Do not go in there.
Why?
Don't look at it. Actually,
It is
What?
another trick.
it's
Oh.
dead bodies. 89% by volume.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, previously we've been near the River Styx, which is actually 100% dead bodies by volume.
That is a
So-
good point.
Yeah.
But the river Styx isn't that.
We also had
I
a
don't
big
just-
machine tank-looking thing that kept us away from it. You want to go swimming in it?
No.
She didn't say that.
Oh,
Just-
good.
be
I
nice.
was very scared. It's happened a
Kinda
few
wanted-
times
I
before.
also I did also assume you wanted to go swimming in it. That's usually what people say when they want to go into
I've
the
lost
lake.
many adventurers trying to be like, oh, there's a nice place in here, and then they
Let's have a
become
fucking beach episode.
Oh, and then the tentacle comes out. And...
No,
pretty
The
much.
tentacle?
Yes.
very specifically trying to avoid the tentacle, actually, yes.
His name is Betty. He, at least that's what we call him, and
Mhm.
he stays away from most people till you touch his lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to sleep outside.
Oh, that's
It
fine.
has been a fair bit since we've seen,
Also,
even
and
if
she'll
it's
just
dead.
directly look up at the sky and like, and then, never mind.
There's no moon or stars, yeah.
No, there is not.
That's a shame.
It's just been cloudy the entire time we've been here. I did notice that.
Pretty
Nothing
much.
but overcast.
all the
Yeah.
time.
I mean, it's better than. I don't know. I like the clouds.
Also,
This
is
is
the
nice.
environment always is that like 24/7 hostile?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm glad to like touch grass, but also
Fucking
how is
nerd.
hell preferable?
It's just a callback I had to do. Sorry.
Um. That's all good. Why don't my wagon is the one over there decorated in Omuin things, and it just has yellow all over it. You cannot miss it. Why don't you get settled in while me and your father talk?
Oh, that's right. It's the bit where the kids. All right, let's go.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
I'm not gonna lie, I got really confused as well.
That doesn't work quite as well when he does have an actual kid.
I know.
Olin will
And now he
smile.
remembers said actual kid, and we know he has a kid.
Yes. Olin will nod his head
Mm.
to Safia and after you.
Okay. Safia will look at them, make sure they get to the right wagon, and she'll kind of head over to where like the pot is, pour herself a bowl, give the customary, yeah, I'm eating well, I'm sleeping well, these are just my friends.
Mhm.
They're not going to cause any trouble. Yes, they're all single. No, they aren't on the market. Pour all in a bowl, hand it to him, start walking, and she'll say, if they break the cycle, if they have a chance at breaking the cycle,
Mm-hmm.
you have to stay.
With you. It's a hard decision to make.
Is it? Is it really?
I made a promise to be available for them if they need help. They've the ones that got me here.
Yes, and that's so big, and that's so, and I am doing everything I can to repay that for you. But
How do we even know that they're going to break the cycle?
because
Maybe the break was the bartender was supposed to die. He dies every time.
but everyone dies every time. But me telling him to stay at the festival, if what your friend Marty said is true, and I'm inclined to believe it's true, your friend Marty seems incredibly adept. If he dies every cycle, that means he doesn't die in this cycle, and that has lasting impact
Yes.
because that means the cycle breaks. That means that his life continues and perpetuates, and it continues forever.
But do you not understand the situation I am in currently? If I stay, I'm staying to a family I don't have. You said it yourself. The person who I was is gone. So what is the point of me staying here?
But you're back because you, Olin Dragomir, married my sister, fathered her son, and you have a chance to be in their life, to make her happy, to make your son whole, and to help restore Barovia. It's what you've spent your whole life working towards. It's what we spent all of these cycles working towards. And we can. And she's going to reach out with one hand and like take his shoulder and squeeze tight. I mean, she's like desperate. This is not like an earnest plea. Like she is close to begging. Um, it was your family, but you can charm her again, romance her again, go back into her life again. You've done it 8 billion times before. You can do it again, and she'll
Yes.
take you back. She still loves you.
Then the question I have is how much have you influenced this? this part of where I'm no longer a part of them. Because the question remains is how much of it did you do on purpose? Just to spite thinking this was another cycle. I know
None.
what you... Owen's gonna insight that. Oh, fuck, this is a good one, too. 21.
Damn.
I mean, she seems earnest. She's putting herself all out there. Her expressions are wild, and I mean, grief is pouring out of her face. She seems, I mean, genuinely hurt.
Sorry, sir. Certain DM.
Interesting.
I understand. And trust me, if you... And it's coming from you is so much more than I ever imagined. This is something you think I can fix. The question is, when do I start fixing it? Because if we remember the timeline, as we have worked so hard at this point, is... I'm gonna say X because Jason, I don't remember everything. In X amount of days, the invitation comes. In days after, they go. So in those days, you either go back to the beginning where I have to go and do the fight, or if you think is what is happening, it changes. So I don't have many days, and we have to spend some of it taking care of this thing for Mordenkainen to help Saban, Marty, and Rhea. And I'm not going to at least back down on that because I've made the promise to protect them.
Okay, and you don't have to. And I mean, you started making things right the moment you came back, wanting to look at her, wanting to look at Namir. We have time. We've gone through this cycle a billion times. I know that we can do it in our sleep. Because the nice thing is we don't have to do anything. If they break the cycle, that's them. That's been predetermined. Talking about this right now, making this plan right now, there's no cracks. That means it works. That means you get to stay.
Does. But at what cost?
At no cost, you get to be home with me, your wife, your son. I can't imagine what else is more important than that.
1 second. Okay. Give me until we are walking castle. Because we at least have to see... We at least have to get there first, which is tomorrow. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying yes. Trust me, I want to, but I have obligations that I've already agreed upon too. And their lives depend on it. What is the sacrifice that I'm going to make? One death to another? You know that's not what I do. I save what I can do. I don't sacrifice.
But if you leave again and the cycle breaks, you're never getting your wife or your son ever again. You
I know.
are sacrificing being her husband his father, my brother. And then what are you gaining? What are you gaining after you finish the thing that you're doing?
There is more to this than even I understand. And Safia, I am not denying your thought process. I never deny your thought process. It is the same part of this argument that we have that you tell me to leave after the battle, when she becomes pregnant. It's the same argument we've had for how many years, how many cycles, how many lives. I know this is different, but I'm not taking it as lightly. Because this situation is technically, I'm not supposed to be here. So if I do the wrong thing, I could possibly break what is happening the wrong way, which could be a permanent disappearance.
It's the same fucking problem you have. You're always stacking something against you are always going to choose something over her.
No, I choose things over me. I don't
No,
have the
you're
opportunity.
choosing things so you don't get to, because you are her and she is you.
Yes, I don't. That means I don't have the option to run. So I
Fuck
have
you,
to.
Olin. Fuck you.
God damn.
Make your decision. You have until we're on the way to Castle Ravenloft. And she'll unclench her hand, kind of wag and point at Olin. And then I think she just kind of throws her hands in the air and she'll walk away.
Fair enough.
Olin is just going to stare out. He's going to walk. He's basically going to walk out the exit back towards Valaki. And nothing crazy, but he's basically going to hide in the shadows and watch his family. But he does it. I'll roll a stealth check, but he doesn't want anybody to know. Fish, that was amazing. I loved it. That was amazing. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound like I was disconnecting against you. It's plans in the middle of talking, so I love you.
No, it was so good. I loved it. Thank you for letting me end it abruptly.
Hell yeah.
So I know Rhea's outside, like sleeping in like a sleeping bag, and is like, "You don't hear them, Rhea. This is none of your business."
I was gonna do it back at the ranch.
Yes, yeah,
like-
no. How is everybody making camp this evening? Because for many of you, not Savia, but for the rest of you, this is actually your first night with a fair temperature, with humidity. Uh, many factors that environmentally were not present in hell and may be of discomfort or relief to you as you settle in for your long rest.
I think Siobhan is going to sleep in the wagon, but she's going to be helping Rhea set up camp.
Okay, fair enough. After the discussions surrounding the lake, Rhea is rather insistent about making sure that the camp is at least 10 feet from the edge of the water. But is otherwise fairly ecstatic to be able to be sleeping outside.
Yeah, Morty has situated her sleeping blankets or whatever they have available to them, because she did not bring a sleeping bag. Like at the sort of like the entrance of the cart, so that way, like inside, but like just on the cusp of it. Like she is looking out at the sky at the dark and is feeling very at peace and watching uh Brea look very content and is letting is genuinely generally being quiet and letting Shaban and uh Brea have a moment to themselves.
Okay, fair enough.
You good to go?
What's
Oh, I
that?
was gonna say, Siobhan is going to just ask, so do you know whether or not you're immune? Or is that something that's never really crossed your mind before?
If I'm what?
Omuin.
Um,
Cause like there's clearly a lot of symbolism here. She motions to the yellow on the cart and she's like, and yellow here, yellow there. I'm assuming that this is a very significant color for Omuin, since that was the first thing that she pointed out and she put it on you. So the embroidery.
I um, I hadn't given it much thought, if I'm honest.
Cause she said you look familiar. So that's the only reason I'm saying.
I mean, I don't, I don't know. Maybe I just have a familiar face.
No, Rhea, you have one of the most unique faces I think I've seen.
Damn.
Uh, I'll,
Savage.
I'll, I think I won't ask any follow-up questions. I'll just take that. Thank you.
So
Unique face.
if anything happens, if the tentacle just so happens to reach 10 feet, do you think you'll be able to call for help?
Yeah, I think I'm able, and I really do think that the cautions about the water. You have to keep in mind that Safia and now Olin, I guess, have seen probably thousands of people die in the waters here, but really, when you think about it, it couldn't have been that many this cycle.
So it's
Fucking
thousands
Farmer
of
Joe keeps
people
dying every
on a
fucking
large
cycle.
scale. But ultimately, Barry, was it? Probably only eats 8 people
Yeah, I think there's
every 40
probably
years.
there's probably one or two bodies in there right now, currently in its current state.
Maybe. I don't want to find out. I don't want to be one of them. And I don't want you to be one of them. So, just be careful.
Then 10 feet it is.
Sounds good. Alright. Good night, Rhea. Enjoy your peace.
I will.
And Siobhan walks off.
Okay, fair enough. And right before we close out, Safia, what are you doing?
Oh shit.
Uh-huh.
Safia is, I think, like immediately after the conversation with Olin. Yes, no? Or has a few minutes passed?
Any amount of time that you would like can have elapsed. Just you can't have gone to sleep yet. Your choice.
Interesting.
I think it's been about 15 minutes, and I think Safia is back around the circle around the fire. I think at that point, like mostly everyone's retired to sleep except like the more elder, you know, the
Mhm.
people who are going to be up late regardless, and just
Sure.
sitting in complete dead silence.
Okay. As you do that, you feel a hand clap down on your shoulder, and a voice accompanied with that hand say, "You bringing lost kittens around the camp again, cousin?" And a figure will sit down next to you. A woman with sort of long, dark, curly hair, a red headband, and a red coat. Um, you would know this to be Ez, or Esmeralda, who is a family member of yours and
Oh
a
my
known
God.
monster hunter.
My fucking god.
So this is where she was the entire time.
That's why
Beavis, baby.
Bro, I left so many I've left so many NPCs out with those fucks.
Mhm.
Jason is the cream of the crop right now.
Sorry, I love her. Give me a second, I gotta bask in this. Um,
I
this isn't Safia. I am smelling her hair right now.
I think it smells like wood smoke. That's for you, Fish, not Savia.
Thank
But
you.
I think it's wood smoke currently because she has been around the fire for a number of hours. So
Sounds about right.
I
Yeah.
think Safia cheers, I mean, considerably when she sees Esmeralda, and she'll swing her arm up and like pull her in tight, kind of rubbing up and down vigorously. And she's gonna say, "Yes, I just more stupid adventures. Are you still hunting vampires?
I mean, it's been werewolves as of late, but
Are you doing anything tomorrow for 3 to 4 days?"
Oh my.
I can't be.
Safia waits like 2 minutes and is waiting for the glass to break, and she'll say, "These friends, I owe them things. You should join us. We're going to break into Castle Ravenloft and rob a body."
Oh, grand! Let's do it.
Oh my god.
And it is after she says that there is multiversal silence, and that is where we will leave the session for the
Oh my
evening.
God.
Baby.
Yes.
By the way, basically Olin goes stalker mode on his wife and kid, and basically
Yes.
just sleeps
Yeah.
just guards them for the night. That's what he does.
Yeah, that's about what I figured. And also, his passive stealth is so high, he would simply not be seen. So if that's what you want to do, that's what you got to do.
That's exactly what he's.
Phenomenal.
Sweet.
So have that roller coaster to just sit with for the next week.
Yo, Doctor Strange can eat my asshole. This is the real multiverse of madness, motherfuckers.
Oh God.
So with that, thank you for all the follows tonight. We had about 11 viewers in chat tonight, so thank you everybody who came and hung out with us. Appreciate
you.
all of you. We'll be here next week where it looks like we might be going into Castle Ravenloft and not trying to break the timeline. So that's going to be interesting.
Oh, we already broke the timeline. We can break it as many
No,
times as
we
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 did.
want
cracked
We
now,
did
right?
not break the
it.
timeline. We bent
cracked it.
glass.
We cracked it a little
bent
bit.
glass
you
a little bit.
you placed the timeline under pressure. How
Oh,
much pressure do you want to apply?
Do. All right. Thank you all. We love you guys, and we'll see you next Friday. Bye.
Yeah, the
Bye.
timeline.